Hello, Weekly Piano here. Today we have a question from Jordan. So Jordan asks, he says, basically my question is how to harmonize melodies with a good chord progression and ways to make left hand more active instead of just playing a chord at each beat. When I get a melody, I first identify the key, then I find chords that fit the melody notes, but I can't seem to find chord progression that really fit the feel of the melody. He says he can't get the feel that he wants. So it depends on what style you're talking about, but right now I think let's just talk about this in a basic piano improvisatory style and not trying to be jazz, because I could teach you like autumn leaves, like jazz comping, like. But I think we should do that in a future lesson, and there's also, I have a couple other lessons on that sort of comping. Right now we're going to start from the beginning of basics of, if we're working with a melody, a simple melody, what can we do in the left hand to accompany that melody and outline chord progressions in a way that is fitting to the melody. So let's just start basic. I'm going to improvise a melody. So I'm starting in G, and the first thing that I did was I did 1, 5, 3 in the left hand. And so this is a very basic pattern. You can also go 1, 5, 9. This is the 3 of G because you count 1, 2, 3, but the A is the 9 because you count up from down here. Because that's not a chord tone, as the 2 is not a chord tone, but the 9 is an upper extension. Anyway, you don't have to worry about that rhetoric. Basically, you can do this if you're doing a G. So 1, 3, 5. And then outline where you're going from there. So if I want to go to the next chord, and let's say that's my first melody note, and then that's going to be my second melody note as well. But I want this progression to move. I might go to that's a D minor, but over F. So it's F, which is the 3 of D minor, D, and A. So it's 3, 1, 5. Again, those same 3 notes. It's basically just a triad, like this triad, then this triad, but moved from here to here. So then that's giving motion to your left hand while keeping a chord progression that's fitting to the melody. So. Now, do you notice what I did there? I kept descending the bass line, and that's another really cool trick that you can do here. If you well, it's not even really a trick, it's just a musical thing that you can do, is keep going in a certain direction by similar intervals. So if you do that with the bass, but then you keep the chord progression fitting the melody, it can be very pretty. So I'm just basically, keeping the melody very simple. So that's just 1 to the minor 5, to the 4, to the minor 4, and you see why that's the minor 4? Because it's the E flat, the C, and the G, and it's really pretty. And then up here I'm using the A natural and B natural, which you can do if you're on the minor 4, because that's the major 6 and 7. It's a really pretty sound. Now I'm just going 5, 3, 1, and then maybe I'll continue that. That's just the 3, 1, and 5 of the dominant 2 of A7, or A major right now, we're not even using 7s. And now I'm on the 5, the 1, 5, and 3 of the 5. So look at my left hand. I'm just going to isolate this so you can see it and copy it if you want. These are the actual notes that I did, which is the 1 chord, minor 5, major 4, minor 4, major 1, major 2, major 5. It's a very, very simple chord progression. And then I just did a simple melody on top of it that used the chord tones of that progression. So it's still, at first it was in G and then it was in D minor, but it's still in each of those chords. That note is a D, so that fits there. Now I'll go to the next chord, which is a C, and I'll pick a note that works with the C. So the point here is you're working in tandem. Everything is working together to make this melody and chord progression. So you'll probably have to take a lot more time than I'm taking right now to figure this out if you're making these on your own for the first time. I've been doing stuff like this for a while. C minor, C still fits in that. B is the 3 of G, and now when we're in G again, and A is obviously the 1 of A, and we're in A now, just using the 3, 1, and 5. Then it's a D sus chord, which you may or may not know what that is. That's when you have the 4 leading to the 3. Left hand is just this. And if you want to give it a little bit of rhythm, this is a cool rhythm that I've been doing in some compositions that I've been creating lately, which you sort of mimic a guitar pattern. So it's as if you were picking a guitar. It's that same pattern, because I like to do that on guitar as well. And it does, so slow down, it's... And this, so the essence of it is just like, this is the constant, and then you have... And it gives it this like, this motion that's pretty cool. So you get the idea. I was just going through some other chord progressions there that are pretty... None of this has a huge amount of depth to it, but it's a good place to start. Then eventually you can get to like some more advanced comping techniques where you're using the hands together. Which can be really fun. Another cool thing is counter melodies. So if I'm doing a melody in the right hand, I can then do a counter melody in the left hand to augment that. Like, so all I'm doing is like doing some little question in the right hand, like that, and then responding to it in the left hand. So this is going 3, 4, 5. So then in the left hand, fitting, obviously a thing that could be done is starting out with that, or I think that's what I did. So that's 3 notes going upward. So I would start out with 3 notes going upward in the bass line, in the bottom hand, but then continue it to end on a note that tells us where we're going next, which is the F natural that tells us we're going to the C next. And then maybe mimic that again. So it's about consistency and using these ideas. So if you go up 3 notes here, start up 3 notes here, but then continue it somewhere else. Like build an expectation, satisfy that expectation, and expand. But you get the idea. That's another way to make the left hand interesting. Let me know if you want specific jazz compings, because I can do those. I'll get into some stuff later, like some drop 2 voicings, like that's something that I've been working on lately, and I'm going to make a bunch of videos on that. I promise I'll be more active coming up. Yeah, so I hope you enjoy this lesson. Thank you. Let me know if you have any questions.